Hello. Now, this is a story that we've done before, but I wanted to bring you up to speed. So this is the story of my car that got damaged whilst it was in the franchise garage 18 months ago, and I still don't have it back. Now, it's quite a long story, so get yourself a cup of tea, get braced, ready to go. Thank you, by the way, to everyone who has liked and subscribed and shared. Please keep going, and particularly if you've had diabolical customer service from a garage, because I feel like, and it's the big garages, it's not the little ones, it's the big ones. I feel like we could have, like, if nothing else, a support group to just vent this stuff, because it is beyond frustrating and expensive. So my car goes in to Marshalls Land Rover because it has catastrophic steering failure. Now, this happens in the school car park. It's quite scary, narrowly missing a child. Would not recommend it for anyone. Nothing I can do. I'm steering and then I'm not. It's just gone. So we get, and I'm trying to condense this so you really don't fall asleep. So we get told by the warranty people that come and pick it up, it has to go there. There's no choices. That's the garage it goes to because they've got the kit to sort it. So it goes in and I wave goodbye, ring them up the next day. Have you got my car? Yes, we do. Okay, great. Can you tell me what's wrong with it? We haven't looked at it. Oh, but you've got it. Yeah. Do you know when you're going to look at it? No. Well, what am I going to do? Do I get a courtesy car? No. Well, why not? You've got mine. And it's got catastrophic engine failure, which certainly wasn't something that I did by running it into a wall, and it's under warranty. Can we do that? No? Yes? No? Well, you can have about £13.50 towards a hire car. Brilliant. I'll go and hire a bike. Fantastic. Thanks. I live in the arse end middle of nowhere. I need it to tow animals, and you're going to give me about £13.50. Do you mind if you just go and look at my car and we can get the ball rolling and actually maybe fix it, and then we won't need to do that? So I then spend a week pressing 1 to speak to sales, pressing 2 to speak to service, pressing 3 to listen to some mind-numbing music that literally sends me over the edge. I get in touch with Jaguar Land Rover on Instagram because they don't have customer services. You don't get customer services anymore. You have to be on social media. And if you're not on social media, you can just forget it. You're not going to speak to anyone. So I try and get hold of them, and I have some very furious exchanges on Instagram where they tell me effectively there's nothing they can do. You need to deal with the franchise. And so I deal with the franchise who don't answer the phone, and when they do answer the phone, they have got no idea what's going on. And it's all a bit of a mess. And my blood pressure, as you can imagine, is going through the roof because I've got kids to get to school, I've got animals to tow, I've got life to live, and my car is in Marshall's Land Rover, and I've got no knowledge of when it's going to be fixed, how it's going to be fixed, what is even wrong with it properly, or if it's even been addressed. So fast forward 2 weeks later, and I get a phone call. Oh, hello. We've had a look at your car and we've sorted out a courtesy car. Brilliant, I say as I scrape myself up off the floor. Fantastic. When can I get it? Come and get it this afternoon. Good God. What's caused this? Why are we suddenly having this U-turn? Well, because your car has had a little bit of an incident. It's fallen off the rollers. Oh, has it? Yes, when we were looking at it, it rolled off the rollers. Oh, I'll come and have a look. So I get in a taxi, I go and get said courtesy car and go and look at car, and indeed it has very much catastrophically fallen off the rollers. In fact, it's taken the entire right hand side of the car off. I think I'm quite magnanimous about it. I say, oh, okay, well, accidents happen. Are you going to fix it? Yes, we are absolutely going to fix it up to manufacturer's standard. Brilliant. When? Well, we haven't got many of the parts and they're all on back order. Oh, and the steering? Yeah, it's definitely the steering rack. We can get that. Oh, can you? Right, because I've done a bit of research on that and that looks like it was a known fault. Well, yes, and it should have been a recall. Couldn't possibly say, but we have fixed it on your warranty. Oh, on my warranty, not yours, even though it's a known fault recall. But anyway, let's get the bigger picture fixed, which is my car that's missing sort of the right-hand side of it. So off I go in a hire car, which I say is okay, but I need a tow bar because the whole reason I have that car is not for shits and giggles and because I like Land Rover, far from it. It's because it had a tow bar and it had the towing capacity to tow what I need to tow. So the lovely Evoque that you've given me, whilst looks very flash, has the boot space the size of a small stamp, has no tow bar, is petrol, so costs an absolute fortune, and is about as practical for me and my needs as driving a bowl of jelly. So we sort of say, yes, okay, well, we'll have a look at that, but have this for the weekend. So off I go and think, right, okay, well, if all I've got to do is manage for the weekend, that's fine. But of course, it's not fine. And here ensues 18 months of hell. because I then have to go down the process of proving that the damage that was done to my car by it falling off the rollers was in fact the damage that was done to my car by it falling off the rollers, and not the damage that was done to my car before it went in, despite the fact that my car went in for steering rack failure and had a 5-point assessment when it went in, and there were no issues with the wiring loom then, or indeed any of the other problems that they said were my fault and that it had developed as a part of developing it and nothing to do with the incident which they had fixed. That's a very potted, condensed version. In between that version, there was a Toyota Hilux manual, God knows how old, pickup truck, which I have to say was awesome. And I would very much like one when this is resolved, because it was proper great, apart from the fact that the clutch went. And it was a sort of hire car that lots of people have had, so I don't think they drive them that carefully. But any other way, it was great. But then that was swapped for the little Land Rover Defender that has got a boot the size of my phone, was 2 doors, so the kids couldn't get in or get out unless you sort of pressed the button that made it. This is it. So you know the flappy seats that go forwards, so you've only got 2 doors and you've got to climb over the seats to get into the back. You know how you used to push it and hoof it? Oh no, it's electric button. So you press the button. That's the front bit down. And then you press the button again and you wait 20 minutes for it to move forwards that much. And then you ask your kids, who are 6 foot something, to get in the back, and they go, can't, and it doesn't fit the school bags, and you can't get the dogs in it. And you can tow. To be fair, you can tow, but you can't get any of the associated kit of towing in the back of it. So it was effectively as useful as a bowl of jelly. So we do that, and then we get told, well, you can't have a hire car, full stop. Actually, it's not down to us anymore. You can't have one. So we want that one back, and the tax runs out tomorrow and we need it back now. I'm like, well, I'm in Cornwall. That's not going to happen. So they refuse to update the road tax online. Yep. Even though they could have got a refund once they've got it back, they refuse to update it online. That's what we're dealing with at the minute. So fast forward, on my door, the person comes to collect said car, because I said, well, I'm not driving it. I'll take it back home, but I'm not driving it. It's got no tax. That's yours, not mine. They come to collect it, where I think they could actually put the tax on it for them, not us. And the guy goes, how are you getting on? And I said, not great. How long have you got? And he gives me a few little nuggets of information that I find quite useful, and we'll leave it there. But suffice to say, it went to the Ombudsman. Now, the Ombudsman gave Marshalls Land Rover until the 28th of February to respond to all of the claims. What do you think Marshall Land Rover did? Absolutely nothing. They completely ignored it, despite having sent me loads of legal letters beforehand, you know, those big scary ones with no prejudice. Is it prejudice? Without prejudice, meaning, yeah, this won't stand up in court. And we advise you to take our offer. Well, I'm sure you do advise me to take your offer, which was under market value of what my car was worth on the day that it came into Marshalls. No, I'm not going to sit there and take that and allow you to crash my car and allow you not to fix it and allowed you to lead me around the houses for the past 18 months and not give me a car. No, I'm actually going to stand up for my rights. So I have stood up for my rights, which, yay, woo, good for me, apart from the fact that 18 months later, I still don't have a car. Yes. And I've just been going through my emails to see what the Ombudsman said in the last communication that we had. It could be the middle of June because it's such a complicated case. And even then, I don't know what the outcome's going to be. So my car goes in with known engine failure. It then falls off the rollers and it's my fault. It is my fault that said car is not in fit condition for me to accept. And all the issues that were there before were with me, but they weren't there with me because there were no issues before, because when they tested it themselves, when it went in, those issues weren't found. So where do we go with this? What do we do with this? I'm going to keep going. I have to keep going. I've gone for so long. I've got absolutely nothing left to lose. But if you are going through this process, I hear you, because joking aside, with all the funnies and the ha 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 ha, this has mentally and emotionally taken me to the edge. I have been at the point where I simply don't know what to do. We have no more money. We can't turn around and buy another car and go, okay, let's fix it that way. We have reached the point of no return with it, but point of no return is going over the cliff. It has taken me to dark places. I've lost sleep. I've been anxious. I've been stressed. I've burst into tears more or less every time somebody says something about it. Have you got your car back? Oh, God, no. And I honestly don't think I've ever felt as vulnerable for me and my family as I have through this process, and so unheard and so dismissed and so invalid as I have with the treatment that I've had, and the bare facts just being ignored. It's been horrendous, and it continues to be horrendous because it hasn't been resolved. So I wanted to share this with you if you were going through the same issue, and just to say, I hear you. It's hideous. It's absolutely hideous. I'll let you know what happens if I ever find out what happens. I mean, we could be here in another 2 years and me still going, I haven't heard back from them. I keep chasing them. And it's not the Ombudsman's fault. I mean, from the amount of people that I've already heard from, this is commonplace. This is not unusual. Why are these big companies being allowed to get away with this kind of behaviour? That's what I want to know. I mean, the excuse my end was it's a franchise, so we don't really have any remit. And I'm like, well, that's as may be, but you're the brand, you're the manufacturers, you're the one that made the car that had the issue in the first place with the steering rack, and then you've endorsed a franchise with your brand name, which is synonymous with luxury and high-end quality goods. So, pick a lane. You either uphold the values, or the franchise upholds the values of your brand, or it doesn't. And in this case, it absolutely doesn't. And it was not my car alone. Let me tell you the amount of people that got in touch with me at the time when I first went public about this to say, oh my God, that happened to us. I'm like, yeah, there you go. This is not an isolated case. I'm the only one talking about it, but this is not isolated. So I'll leave that one with you, mull it over. I need to go and find my emails and see what I can do and see if we can just maybe prompt something happening a bit sooner. 18 months, no car. It's horrendous.